Brock Lesnar is the brand new WWE Champion, Big E.
Can we talk about your past a little bit?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, that's what I was going
to Go ahead, you take it, because I know you're
Now, I just always want to.
You're up, by the way.
I try to think, like, when you get to meet someone, what shaped them into this reality that they live. Like, what pushed Big E to go to college, play, college sports, play college football, stay in shape, become a physical specimen, move on to wrestling, dominate in the WWE. Like, what's up with your mom and dad, man? Who are they? Who are they?
So they're Caribbean immigrants.
Okay.
My dad is from Jamaica.
Your dad had 10 jobs? You know Jamaicans, bro. They keep 10 jobs at all times.
Yeah. My mom is from this tiny island called Montserrat. So it's coming back to me.
It is you.
Okay. All right, I gotta draw one. But man,
Back on me.
Back on you.
Uno.
Already?
Just like that. Just
Uno.
like that. Well, to answer your question,
Continue.
I think I was always someone, like, even when I didn't necessarily have the most self-belief, I wasn't someone who was brimming with self-confidence or anything, but I always wanted to make something of my life. And for me, I was playing tackle football at 7 years old, which I don't think I'd recommend now, especially with what we know about concussions and CTE. But for me, like, that's the one place where I felt alive. It was my escape with all the frustrations of childhood, whatnot, as I just felt free when I was out there on the field. And I wrestled in high school as well, but I always loved sports. I love physical sports. And football was my first love. Like, I grew up watching Big Ten football as a kid on ESPN, even in Florida. I grew up loving college football. And that was my dream, to one day be able to get that chance. And unfortunately, I had a bunch of injuries at Iowa, but I did have one healthy year. And in that year, in 2006, we got to play number 1 Ohio State with College Game Day in town. We got to play at the Big House against number 2 Michigan. So I'm so grateful to have those experiences. And I played with Marshall Yonda, who I think is going to be a Hall of Famer. Played with the Ravens for so long. I got the opportunity to play with some great guys. So I'm so grateful for all those experiences. But I had a bunch of injuries at Iowa.
Yeah.
Took a medical hardship, but for me, I still felt that void. Like, things didn't end the way I wanted to. I wanted to do something physical. And, the story of my life is kind of these great, incredible things coming out of nowhere. Yeah. The offer to Iowa only happened because my senior year, I only played 1 year of high school football. I'm barely, maybe 5'11", trying to play defensive tackle. I played at 230, but, the assistant coach at Iowa, Phil Parker, who's now the DC, he recruited Florida, he's walking in, and thankfully at Wharton, my high school, the coach's office is connected to the weight room. The only way to talk to the coach, to get to the office, is to walk through the weight room. And he's walking through the weight room. I'm the only one in there. Sees me benching 315 for a set of 10.
Good God.
That's how I probably bulked up. I was probably on 250.
But 250 to still be hitting that is crazy.
Right, in high school.
Yeah.
So that was enough to get his attention. And that started the whole process, which got me the offer to Iowa. Similarly, I was done playing football at Iowa, had the medical hardship. But I was just kind of working out with a buddy of mine who played, Mike Humple. He was drafted by the Steelers but had a neck injury, and we were working out together. But he happened to know a man named Mike Doherty, and Mike Doherty happened to meet Jim Ross on a plane randomly a little bit before. Yeah. And Jim Ross saw the Iowa insignia on his shirt. He was on a flight with him, was on the next flight with him going down to the NCAA Wrestling Championships. And they struck up this conversation, and he essentially told Mike, like, hey, if there's any Iowa wrestlers that you might know who want to get involved with WWE, let us know. So he's kind of just set up as an informal scout. So I just knew a guy who knew a guy who knew a guy who came to me one day when I was trying to figure out life. I was in grad school at the time at Iowa, but I didn't really know, like, do I really want to be at a desk job the rest of my life? Sports is all, that's what, like, made me feel alive. Right. And when he reached out about this opportunity, I thought, man, let me give it a shot. And then when we went through the whole process, I found out that FCW, where you had to go, the training facility, was in Tampa. That's my hometown. That's where I'm from. Yeah. My parents live there. So I just thought, man, it feels like the stars are aligning.
Too.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if I get hired and they send me down there, and let's say I'm terrible at it and they fire me in 2-3 months, I'll just stay with my parents, save up some money, go back to school. So it just felt like, you know what? I was a fan as a kid. I have no experience doing this at all. I don't even know if I'll be good at it. But let me take this leap. And that's been the biggest thing in my life is I'm so grateful for the times, even when I didn't believe in myself, even when I didn't understand what the future might hold, if I'd ever be successful. But just taking that leap, betting on myself has been like the best thing for me because 15 years later, I never would have imagined. I got signed in 2009 Never would have imagined becoming WWE champion, Mr. Money in the Bank, breaking a tag team record that's still over 20 years, getting a rock bottom by The Rock.
Right,
you know,
right,
like I've had so many like mind blowing, like, how is this my life type moments? I'm just some quiet kid who played, one season of high school football, just trying to make something out of his life. And now I can look back, and I've had so many incredible experiences. Yeah. I've been to Europe more times than I can count. I've wrestled in Japan like a half dozen times. I had a chance to see the world. I get to do so many cool things. I got to do the intros for Fury Wilder 3, which ended up being an incredible fight. Yeah. My life is truly a blessing, and it's the amazing people in my life who've opened doors for me. Yeah. Because it's really not me, man. I just feel beyond blessed to get to do so many incredible things, even including sitting here playing a game of Uno with y'all. Talking about the Great Bowl and the Fiesta Bowl.
It's your turn, too. I got Uno, baby.
Oh, you got Uno. I'm sorry. I gotta guess.
Have you? That was me.
That's you?
Okay. Have you been able to sit back, though? I mean, you're still associated with WWE, but on a different capacity because you're not wrestling anymore. Bang! Take that, punk. Have you had a chance to step back and do you realize the impact that you had? And it's easy for me to say because I had kids who grew up on you and asked me to buy them some Bootios and who would get hyped for the entrance. Yeah. Do you understand it? Like, do you really get it?
I'm trying to. It's hard though because I always feel like ultimately, with the New Day, we were just three dudes trying to like make something of our careers. We were just trying to save our careers, honestly. Yeah. So
you did that, bro.
It's hard to think of the impact. We were just like having fun, enjoying ourselves.
You could tell you guys were having fun.
Yeah, but but the beautiful thing now is being able to look back and like so many people reach out and they say the most lovely things. Even having people like I remember a few years ago, we had Kofi and I were at a gym, and having someone who served in the military said that he was suicidal and just really like ready to end it all. Wow. But there was something about flipping through the channels. He saw us on TV one day, and that was enough to like whatever it was about us or our friendship, our bond, whatever it was enough for him to keep going. And he talked about how he's in such a great place right now and doing better, and he's painting like. And when you can have that kind of impact, especially like I was someone who really struggled with my mental health in college. I was in the psych ward, I was on medication. Just like I'm fortunate to have made it through that time. Yeah. But now to have had that kind of impact on other people, to inspire people, even if we just entertained you for a little bit, for a few years, it's something that I'm grateful for. So more than anything, like I was someone who was always searching for purpose, and I feel like I found my purpose.
Facts. Love it. Bro, I was just telling my wife that
I'm gonna take a chance. Hold on, I'm gonna take a chance right here. You got Uno.
I got Uno.
I'm gonna flip it. It's on you.
Uh-oh.
You sure?
I already did.
I'm flipping it back, baby. Oh, I was talking to my wife about purpose.
Sorry, Biggie. Yeah. I got to get you.
Telling her.
Okay, I know it's not green.
What's the color?
I know it's not green. I'm gonna go red.
You're gonna go red. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I ain't got that. I don't have red. Dang it, bro.
Go ahead. Your question.
Anyway, so I was telling my wife about purpose and living with purpose and not necessarily always waking up first and foremost thinking about yourself.
Yeah.
How to serve someone else and live with purpose, man. So I appreciate you telling us that because you didn't really have to do that, bro.
Absolutely. So no, because I always thought like if my life is just about the things that I garner for myself or the things that I acquire, all the money that I made, when I die, what does that even mean? You know what I mean?
It doesn't mean anything.
Right.
You can't take that money with you.
No, you can't. If you don't have a chance to bless other people, to open doors for other people, like the way the doors have been opened for me, then like what am I doing with my life?
Facts. That's a fact, bro. Doc, so the reason why I bring up your parents and trying to figure out why you are the person that you are, I recently lost 115 pounds, right?
Respect.
Just staying in the gym. It ain't easy, but focusing on my health is important for me.
Yeah.
So if Big E was my dad, because I didn't have my father, if Big E was my pops, and he was going to encourage me to stay in the gym to get physically fit like this, what is it going to sound like? How are you going to present that to me to motivate me to stay in the gym? And I need you to do it like New Day style, Big E. Like,
okay.
Really give it to me.
Is it on me, by the way?
Yeah, it's on you.
Well, if you need a New Day style. Well, young man, one thing I tell people is it doesn't matter, what you do. It doesn't matter if you're trying to lift 700 pounds. It doesn't matter if you're just trying to be in great shape. Just put your shoes on. That's the mantra. Because sometimes you ain't always going to be in the best mood. You ain't always going to want to work out. But sometimes you just got to put on those tennis shoes and get out the door.
Put them shoes
on. They don't have to be the best workout of all time. Just get a workout in. Just walk around the block. Put some weights on your back and do some squatting. Just move your body. Put them shoes on. Even when you don't feel like it, put them shoes on.
One more time.
Put them shoes on.
I love it, man. Yeah. You're up. Yeah, you got to clap to that.
You got to clap that one up.
Yes.
Tampa is home.
That one.
Tampa. Well, so I actually recently moved. I just left my Tampa house. That's where I'm born and raised. But I bought a house in the Bay with my lady.
I think I just went twice, but we're not going to talk about that.
Okay, it's on me now.
It's on you, Biggie.
But yeah. So yeah, Tampa's where I'm from, but I'm living in Oakland right now.
Tampa's making noise right now, music wise. We're gonna go to music.
Doechii? Love. First of all,
have you seen her tiny desk?
I did. I actually just watched her tiny desk.
It was
she's so dope.
Talented, bro.
I'm so because I feel like a lot of the hip hop that came out of the Bay anyway, like the Tampa Bay area, for the most part.
Biggie, it's on you. I'm going green.
Green.
Tampa's got a music scene.
Yeah, we're getting there. I'm going yellow.
Man, what's up with y'all? It's yellow. Uno.
But yeah, it's a lot of. I never heard an artist like her coming out of Tampa. So like it's really dope to see. I'm proud of her. Like I know her, but she came out of Tampa.
She's from your hometown.
She is.
You
yes.
gotta be proud of her.
Yeah, facts.
The music she's put. I mean, she reminds me a little bit of like Outkast. You got a little Lauryn Hill in there.
Yes,
especially after watching the Tiny Desk.
Right,
she's just dope.
I'm so excited to see where she goes from here and see her career because she's incredible.
He got you,
Had
dude.
To do it.
I just got Uno.
Okay. I skipped you. Cool. Go ahead.
This game's gonna go forever. Color's green.
Oh,
all right.
I had no choice but to reveal.
And this is the only green I got. Dang it!
Hey, how are you? How are you? Before I win this game, because I'm gonna win. You already just showed me I'm gonna win right now.
So.
How are you faring, man? I mean, for anybody that ever thought wrestling was fake, I need you to look in this camera and tell them what it really is. Real quick.
I broke my neck in 3 places, including my C1 in 2 places. Mm-hmm. It is real. What we do is obviously it's entertainment, but there's some very real risk. You cannot fake a chair shot to the bag. You cannot fake what we do is a live TV. It's no smoke and mirrors. But yeah, there was a suplex a couple years ago, 2.5 years ago now, that went awry, that did not go well, and ended up landing straight on my dome. But I'm really fortunate. It's one of those deals where, like, in the moment, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Because I felt fine. Initially I'm moving
you didn't think it was that big.
No, I really didn't. Because I'm moving my fingers. No tingling, no numbness, no nothing. I'm good. Moving my feet. I got movement. I'm straight. I thought, all right, this done. Something went awry. Maybe a little sprain or something. Yeah. But then I was really fortunate. One, we were in Birmingham, which is. I tore my meniscus a few years ago. They send you to Birmingham for that. Like that's where our any orthopedics procedures or whatnot. And there's such an amazing job at the university there. So it happened there, and they took me. The hospital was really close to the arena, and Dr. Dugas with WWE was there, and it was so nice. Like he was in there, in the crowd as a fan. So just knowing I was in good hands there. But I got there. It was really sobering. When they first talked to you and like, hey, you broke your neck in 3 places, and if you didn't have the neck musculature that you do, if they said it, like if it was anyone else, which is a normal person, stroke, paralysis, and death are all very much on the table, especially with your C1. And I was really fortunate when I broke my neck, I didn't have any displacement because even if we're talking about your C1, even if it had displaced a millimeter or 2, even if it starts moving towards your spinal cord,
debilitating,
right.
Yeah.
And even if it's not debilitating, like issues like atrophy and other things. So I was so fortunate. I have friends who broke their neck years ago who deal with headaches. I didn't have headaches, no atrophy. I was in the gym a little bit later. I was in a hard collar for 3 months, but other than that, nothing, no surgery, no nothing. So more than anything, I'm so grateful that I was able to walk away from that. That I was able, now I live a great life, an amazing life. I'm so fortunate. But no, what we do comes with some very real risks. Tyson Kidd, several years ago, he had what they call a hangman's fracture. So he kind of almost internally got decapitated from a wrestling injury. Yeah. So, we're also privileged to be able to entertain families, kids, to do what we do across the world. but it does come with some very real risk. And, you are, in a way, people died in the ring. There are people, and there are people who've never walked again after a bump gone awry in the ring. So there's some real risk. We all love what we do, but yeah, it's you're rolling the dice with your health.
Can you just put us out of our misery?
No, I am.
Just do
Boys
it.
and girls, just so you know, when you ever say wrestling is fake, just know that it's not. I am the winner. Yeah, Uno. I won.
Dang it.
Big E.
Well done.
Before we let you go, aren't you doing some acting now?
Yeah, so actually I appreciate that.
Movies?
So actually,
You got a
little
show.
bit. So there's this new show that premiered. I actually got to go to the premiere. Stephanie Hsu from Everything Everywhere All at Once. She's the lead.
Yeah.
But yeah, that actually drops.
Which is an amazing movie, by the way.
So good. So
Yeah,
good. She should have won an Oscar for that.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
But yeah, so it drops today. The
Today
day we're
is the
shooting.
day.
Yes, I don't know when this video comes out, but it drops. It's out on Peacock already. So yeah, it was a really fun experience.
It's called Laid.
It's called Laid on Peacock. It's out. You can watch it right now. It's streaming. That was a lot of fun. I have some other acting stuff and some voice acting stuff. There's another project that drops in January. I wish I could talk about, but it'll be heavily viewed. It'll be fun.
That'll be the rematch.
Yes. Bring it back and we'll play Uno.
Does it have to do with Marvel?
How do you know?
This
Bro,
guy.
I can see you.
Okay.
I can see you in one of
Okay.
these movies.
I appreciate it.
I think that's the
I
next
appreciate
level.
it. I
That's.
appreciate
Did
it.
you talk to Dave? Did Dave get you in?
It wasn't through Dave.
It wasn't through Dave?
Although I have so much respect for what Dave Bautista's doing in his career.
Yeah.
He's killing it.
He
Dave
did,
is the man. And we had an interaction in the Rumble years ago, and Dave was so lovely and so giving. So seeing him flourish in his acting career, like I'm proud of him. I'm happy to see his rise. Dave is the man.
And I bet it's inspiring too, man.
Yes,
Wait,
very.
with Laid, is it what the premise of the show is?
The premise of the show is, so Stephanie Hsu's character, her name is Ruby. So she very quickly finds out and realizes that her exes and the people that she slept with are suddenly dying. And I am one of those exes.
Please, wait, time out.
don't
Please
tell
tell
us.
me you weren't the first one to die.
I wasn't the first. Actually, this wasn't a horror movie. I wasn't the first. The black man was not the first one to go.
Die in this movie.
But I play a baseball player. It's a fun rom-com style. It's such a fun premise, a great cast. And actually, so Nick Khan, who's the president of TKO and WWE, it's actually his sister, Nanachka, is the showrunner for the show. She directed me. She was a pleasure to work with. It was really just a great experience. And I'm just a small part of the show, but just being involved in that part of entertainment is something that I really enjoy. And, I've had some chances to do some bit stuff, cameos. I did a Nickelodeon show, but I'm hoping to do more. Actually, I shot a movie that I think will be out early next year with Randy Couture and Tommy Davidson. So, slowly just getting in that world. So
Do you remember Family Matters?
Of course.
Steve Urkel, when he first started, first episode, was supposed to be a small part
That's
of the
right.
show.
And then he became like the focal point.
the show. So,
Yeah.
Good luck to you, my brother.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
Thank you, man.
you,
You didn't have to
Thank
do this.
you.
We appreciate you, man.
No, man, this is a lot of fun. And such a great concept. I love this. Playing Uno and just chatting.
Thank you.
Nice.
If we could keep this guy on track, he's always
What
trying
you
to
talking
go.
about?
He's always trying to go twice, and
Hey, man, y'all weren't paying attention.
Can we get a picture of the three of you?
Yes, of course.
I told him you'd be fanboying up here.
Oh, dog,
No,
I
that was
tried
a
my
lot of
best
fun.
not to.
Nah, that was a lot of fun.
I
Thank
tried
you
my
guys.
best.
I appreciate
All
it.
you're doing is giving me cool points with my kids, bro.
Hey, that's what it's all about.
That's all it is.
That's
real.
what it's all
You want
about.
to do it?